Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
Antonio Neri of HPE, their CEO. And I'm going to put up here, for those of you on YouTube, you can see one of my most beloved Hewlett and Packard artifacts. This is the 12C that got me into this chair with the obligatory CFA sticker on it. Nice. And Sweeney's got their killer app, Antonio Neri HP 12C app on his Apple iPhone. Mr. Neri, honored to have you with us today. I want to carry on from Chris Miller's wonderful chip wars, the battle of, say, Silicon Graphics coming into HPE and all of this hot air about AI. You've got HPE GreenLake. How are you going to join NVIDIA and Microsoft, your good competitors, in the excitement of AI? What's the path over the next 2 years?
Well, good morning, Tom and Paul. Thanks for having me today. You know, obviously we are living in a massive inflection point with AI, where I think, you know, is the most revolutionary technology of our lifetime. It's going to change everything, the way we work, the way we live. And when you think about that opportunity, I think about the opportunity to change everything from a technology standpoint, but also from the business standpoint. And so us, with HP GreenLake, we have a unique opportunity to democratize these AI technologies to everyone. Because today, AI has been only used for the large institution, whether it's government and academia. But going forward, enterprise have to adopt those technologies.
I get
and
the,
HP GreenLake is like that.
I get the AI idea within computer science, like what you've done in your leadership over the years at Hewlett Packard. But what I don't understand, and I think there's a lot of doubters, when you say at HPE GreenLake, you're going to unleash the potential of your people, what does it actually mean 2 years out?
Well, it means, you know, a significant amount of automation and business insight that you can gather through the data and the application of these technologies. We see that across multiple vectors or industries. The robotics in manufacturing, through finding cures for major diseases. We have some amazing use cases we're working today with AI, finding and accelerating the cure for Alzheimer and dementia. You know, one of the things we're doing is trying to model the entire neurological brain to find what are the proteins that causing those issues, but also better climate research and forecasting. But when you bring it to enterprise, it's all about productivity, you know, in the legal space, in the finance space, in the operations space. And this large language model accelerates that set of capabilities.
Antonio, what I think a lot of investors are trying to figure out here in these early innings of AI is how much of this AI spending in terms of capital expenditures is incremental, or how much of it is taken away from other tech budgets, maybe IT budgets, for example. What's your experience so far?
Yeah, Paul, I will say AI has a life cycle from training to fine-tuning to inferencing. Most of the action in the last 5 quarters or so since we have gone through this hype has been on the training side. These are companies, unique companies that are building large language models, now exceeding 1 trillion parameters, if you will. And they need a lot of compute power, right, to keep training and retraining the model, to reduce the cost of those models, but also to make it more accurate so you can trust it. Enterprises are in the early stages, and I don't think they're going to build the models itself. They're going to take a model, they're going to give context to the model with their data in a location where they can afford. Honestly, I think that's the reason why GreenLake is so important in as-a-service model. You only pay for what you consume versus outlaying, you know, tens of millions of dollars of CapEx up front. And then the value comes from the inferencing, where you deploy the model, where the data is generated so you can actually deliver the outcome, whether it is, you know, processing video surveillance, or whether it is, you know, in the manufacturing floor to automate processes. This is where we are in the early stages. And I think, you know, that's going to, you know, it's going to be one of the biggest growth in 24 and 25.
Antonio, you just reported earnings. You took your full year guidance down. That was in part due to the networking business leading to that miss. And that was one of your better performing businesses last year. What's changed for you in that business?
Well, you know, it's a little bit the success we have had, right? So
tough comps.
In the last 2 years, we raised our revenues in the networking business by $2 billion. We took share from Cisco. and we have an amazing portfolio. And I just came back from Mobile Congress. You can see the use cases of inferencing at the edge of the network, for example, the monetization of 5G and private 5G. But what's going on now, customers are digesting the last 2 years' purchases were very significant. In fact, we grew over 40% year over year. And so this comes back, but this is why the merger with Juniper in the networking space is going to be a terrific addition to our portfolio and a value creation for us going forward.
We have time, sir, for one more question. I've just got to go back, and folks, full disclosure, I'm going to redo it as a book of the summer, Chip Wars, Chris Miller's fabulous book. Antonio, Seymour Cray was with Control Data and all that, and he made a wonder computer of my childhood out of Wisconsin and Minnesota. After 3 mergers, Silicon Graphics and all, Hewlett Packard Enterprise, which people think is stodgy, picks up one of the magic names in 2019 in computers. What are you going to do with Cray Exascale?
Well, I mean, amazing companies that changed the landscape in computing. Both now, Cray and SGI, the Silicon Graphics, are part of our server business, delivering these amazing systems. We call it supercomputing.
Yeah.
To give a sense, those systems today are deployed in the Department of Energy, and they have many coming online. And so our goal is to use the system to solve some of the biggest challenges, to design better engines, more sustainable solutions in the life science and climate research, sustainability. So this is why we made the investment. I think I would say, Tom, what people misunderstood when we bought Cray, we bought a company that had silicon and software, and we're able to turn that into a capability that solved these challenges. That's why we are excited about it.
We're out of time. Antonio Neri, you got to come to New York. You got to come in our studio. I need to show you my HP 12C. Mr. Neri with HPE, the wonderful follow-on of all the work at Hewlett Packard.